Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at the second season of The X-Files. And this is episode 2, The Host, from 1994. Previously, the season opener was Little Green Men, and the next episode after this will be Blood. Now, this was transmitted on the 23rd of September 1994 on the Fox network. And on the 4th of September 1995 in the UK, it was transmitted on BBC Two. Now, this is written by Chris Carter, and it's directed by Daniel Sackenheim. Now, episodes that he directed were from season 1, Deep Throat and Conduit. And then after this episode, he would direct season 5, Kitty Sun Engari, from season 5, and season 6 he would direct SR 819, and then his career is as a director of many TV series, as well as a producer of various TV series as well. So quite a big career involved. But so in all, he directs 5 X-Files episodes. Then just a word about the locations. We've got in North Vancouver quite a lot. We see that's in British Columbia. Then we've got the Iona Island sewage plant, and that is in Richmond. That plays quite a big part in this episode. Then also we've got in Surrey, British Columbia. So those are sort of major locations, very important to the look of the X-Files, very much so. So we'll go through the cast as usual. So we've got David Duchovny, who plays Fox Mulder. And we've got Gillian Anderson, who plays Dana Scully. And then we've got Mitch Pelgegi, who plays Walter Skinner. He's now a regular, and we're going to see a lot more of him as the series progresses. He's going to be very much, I think, an ally in many ways to them, as we will see as the series develops. Then I think this is interesting. We've got Darren Morgan, who plays, well, the Monster of the Week. This is a Monster of the Week episode. He plays the Fluke Man. And he, of course, is the brother of, yes, you've guessed it, Glenn Morgan, who's very much an important ingredient in the X-Files. And Darren Morgan goes on, he does some acting roles, but he's really a producer and writer, yeah. So massive amount of work that he's done. Then we've got Matthew Bennett, who plays Craig. He's an actor and writer, various TV series and TV films. Then we've got Freddie Anderucci, who plays Detective Norman. again, it's just another mass amount of TV series and TV films. Then we've got Don McKay, who plays Charlie. The notable films that stand out, they're just really two films that stand out. First Blood, 1982. Of course, that's the Rambo series. Sylvester Stallone, the first film and the best, by far the best. And then he's in the wonderful Stepfather film from 1987, which I think is a great film. Stepfather and Stepfather 2 as well. Brilliant films. But then you look, and again, it's all these wonderful TV series and TV films that he's involved in. So those are the main sort of actors. Now, the episode starts on a Russian freighter, and we see this crewman who's basically pulled into this awful, smelly septic tank. And then, a bit later, his half-eaten body appears in the sewers, as it would, Yes. And Mulder is pulled from his surveillance to investigate the body. Go and have a look what's going on. So, as you know, he's not involved in the X-Files still. They're not allowed. And Scully is involved in work at the academy and autopsy. But she does do an autopsy on the body as well. And of course, this brings up that there is in there, in the body, a fluke worm. And it's been using the body like a host to develop and thrive, if you want to look at it. It's the liver. Also, she notices the tattoo. And of course, the tattoo identifies that it's Russian. So all this eventually links up, especially when, for some reason, she gets this paper pushed under the door. We don't know who or why, who's done that, but she sees the connection. It mentions about this crewman that's gone missing. So that's interesting, because also Mulder gets a phone call. He gets a couple of phone calls saying from this person that he's got a friend in the FBI. Now, Mulder is very unhappy, and he meets Scully. They often do. I think you can see that they're still in contact, and they meet. And he expresses that he's thinking of leaving. And he at first thinks that she's told somebody, but clearly she would never do that. She'd never betray him. So we get this mysterious voice. Now, when Scully presents evidence to Mulder about this, another event occurs where they discover that there's this humanoid creature, yes, in the sewers, who is the Fluke Man. Yes, the Fluke Man finally appears, and what a very memorable monster this is. And of course, he has to put all this in his report to Skinner. And Skinner, what his reaction is going very interesting. And it is, because he accepts it. He says, yes, this would have been an X-File. So there's that. And I think certain conclusions come together that Mulder realizes that he should stay on, especially from what he's heard and this information. And I think with Scully still there, sort of saying, you haven't to give in, and what he wants to do to discover the truth. So he's going to stay on. And I think that's an important moment in the story, because it shows he does understand that he's got to fight, for what he believes. It's no good giving up. He's got to fight, and there are people who will support him. So I think that's important in the story. Now, of course, it's when we look at this story as well. Gillian Anderson is pregnant, and so we see certain scenes which is clearly disguising that she is pregnant. That's what they did, and as she appears, and of course, it's leading in fact that she actually is going to have the baby, and the series is still going on. So that's going to be interesting, as you'll see how they write that into the story. The ongoing story. It's very good, but I'm not saying any more about that. This episode is definitely a fan favourite. I think because of the Fluke Man, but also because this also ties it up, which is great in terms of mythology and possible not so mythology as well. It links it with Chernobyl. That's where they get the Russian connection and what went on at Chernobyl and all the wastes that came from that, this great catastrophe. And the possibility, as they say, that even though we're losing species as they go extinct, man is also creating them as well, and the mutations from such disasters. And that's another fascinating look. So it's good that we get a look into the real factual world of what's going on with Chernobyl, and then mixing it with the X-Files mythology as well, about these kind of unexplained occurrences that happen, the unknown, the occult, as well as all the other kind of science gone mad, all the vast things that is in the X-Files, which is great, as well as, I say, the mythology about the aliens and all that. So this is a great episode, and it is, as I say, it's one that people remember, I think, because of the Fluke Man. He's such a great monster. It's outstanding. But this is a really good story, and I think it follows on well from The Little Green Man. The Little Green Man was a great story, and I think this is it's just really good and highly recommended. I definitely would recommend this story. And I'm really enjoying it again. How can you not enjoy the X-Files when it's as good as this? It's just so wonderful. So before I go, I'll just show you, like I do, even though you've seen it, there it is, the wonderful box set of the second season. And I say, it's a small part of the bigger box set. I always say that as well. But there it is, yes. So that's it. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll let you know when I put out videos. Also, if you look in the playlist, you'll see all the previous X-File episodes that I've reviewed, but you'll see also all the other kinds of things that I do, the films, TV series, music, all sorts of things. All with very much a nostalgia base. Now, if you like this video, please give this video a like. It really helps get it out onto YouTube so other people might enjoy it, and algorithms and all that things. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always reply to your comments. And buy a kit costs no, so you can't ever earn that, can you? And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.